Hi, I am Nicole Anthony, and I'm here today with Melissa Hawkins. And today we are going to be guiding you through a 60-minute Vinyasa flow class. This class is going to be kind of a foundational practice. So we're going to be focusing on the Sun A's, the Sun B's, and Vinyasas. Please know that just like you would in any class, to make sure that you are constantly listening to your body. So while Melissa might be practicing, she might be doing something slightly different than what I'm offering. For example, modifying her Vinyasa or even skipping it. So please feel free to, as we continue throughout this practice, to constantly listen and tune within. So we're going to begin to start off in child's pose. And so you'll see Melissa here. Her big toes are together. Her knees are wide out apart. Her arms are reaching out, long out in front of her. So beginning to take some time here to find this shape, to find your way into child's pose. Knowing that you can always adjust the width of your knees, so having them to be mat distance apart, you can have them to be wider. For those of you that have cranky hips, bringing them closer in might serve you a little bit better. So just starting off here by connecting to your hands onto the mat. Noticing the areas of the mat that are actually touching your body. So the arms, your forehead, and maybe this is a great time for you to begin to rock your forehead side to side. So going from right temple over to left temple. And then starting to really feel into the body. So taking your awareness into the shoulders and maybe beginning to knead them, kind of move them side to side. Beginning to get into your side body. So maybe beginning to sway side to side here. Into the hips. And just noticing what it feels like to actually have this rocking motion side to side. And then as you begin to rock side to side, bringing your awareness into the breath. So breathing in through the nose. And then exhaling out through the mouth, just allowing a deep, full breath to come in and a full breath to come out. So just releasing, just letting go. Eventually allowing your body to find stillness so we can solely focus on the breath. In our yoga practice, we're going to begin to focus on breathing from the lowest part of our bellies. So as you inhale, begin to expand the belly, lifting it up all the way up towards your collarbone. As you exhale, allow that breath to travel down. You're going to pull that belly button in towards the spine. Inhaling now into the low back and then reaching that breath all the way into that space in between your shoulder blades. As you exhale, bringing that breath down, shoulder blades all the way to the low back. Feeling grounded in the breath. Perhaps even finding a still point, so pausing in between your inhales and your exhales. In yoga classes, we often talk about finding a drishti. Our drishti is a focus point. We use this a lot in our balance practice. So we begin to look at something that doesn't move so we can feel really stable and structured as we begin to hold these poses. That would be an outer drishti. So we're looking to the outside. For today's practice, we're going to be focusing on our inner drishti. For your inner drishti today, I'm going to invite you to bring your awareness into the feet. Noticing how your feet are constantly supporting you or even what they are doing throughout the practice. Another reason why we're going to be focusing on the feet is they are the furthest thing away from our head. So we are allowing our attention to go down into the feet, away from the head, and into the body. Helping us to feel centered, to feel grounded, most importantly, embodied. So we're going to be here in our child's pose for a few more rounds of breath. So really allowing these breaths to get fuller, deeper before we begin to start to find movement and adding movement with the breath. So inhaling and exhaling. Perhaps finding that pause point, so breathing in and breathing out, and maybe sighing it out the mouth, just letting it go. One more breath just like this. So we're going to inhale deeply, exhale even deeper. Beginning to get into our side body, so please extend your arms long out in front of you. Reach your fingertips towards the top of your mat. Inhale here. As you exhale, begin to walk your hands all the way over towards the right side. We're looking to open up the left side body, those left intercostal muscles, which run from our armpit all the way down to the hip. Walking your hands over far enough to where you start to feel some sort of sensation there. We're not looking for a forced sensation here. Breathing. And beginning to feel the body. Feel the body stretching. Feel the body moving. Feel the breath beginning to expand that side body. And then on your next inhale, begin to walk your hands back into center. Pausing in the center here. Feeling the breath and maybe begin to notice the difference between the sides. Reach your arms long out in front of you again. And then as you exhale, we're going to find that side body stretch over to the opposite side. So walking the hands over towards the left, you're going to feel that opening, feel that space getting created in the right side body. Settle in with the breath. Feeling it expand into this area. On your next inhale, begin to walk your arms back into center, child's pose. We're here in our child's pose for one more full breath. So let's inhale deeply and then exhale deeply as well. Palm your mat, coming up for a tabletop. So in your tabletop, you're looking to stack the shoulders over your wrist, hips come right over the knees. Feel free to tuck those toes underneath or to keep those feet flat. It's entirely up to you, whatever's going to help you to feel more stable. Make sure those fingers are spread nice and wide here. Engage the core, and let's start to warm up our spine with some cats and cows. So we're going to inhale, belly drops, our gaze reaches up. And as your gaze reaches up, can you slide the shoulders down? As you exhale, curl and round, tucking that chin in, puffing up in between the shoulder blades. Inhale, finding your way into this cow pose. Feel the stretch. Exhale, curl and round and end, cat. Inhale, rolling into that cow, opening up the abdominals. Exhale, curling it in. I'm going to take a few more with your own breath here. So finding your own pace, your own rhythm. Staying in this linear cat and cow. Beginning to feel the breath and feeling the breath move with your body. Your breath is constantly your guide in your yoga practice, and let's begin to take this one last round here, coming back into your tabletop. So flattening out that back, engaging the core. We're going to begin to take some spinal balancing. So really make sure your pelvic floor is engaged. Extend the left leg behind you and just pause here for a second. Press through that heel. And then as you feel ready, if you do feel ready, right arm reaches up, thumb points up towards the sky. Act as if you're trying to press something away from you with the leg and then reach that arm up a little bit higher. Lift up through that low back so you're keeping that core engaged. Inhale here. As you exhale, hand and knee finds the floor. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale into cat. We're going to find our way into our balance pose again. So reaching the opposite leg back. So sending the right leg back, pressing through that heel, eventually leading in with that left arm. Really reaching through the fingertips, reaching through that foot, lifting up into that low belly. Inhale here. Exhale, release. One more round of cat and cow. So inhaling, stretching out the abdominals. Exhale, see if you can tuck that tailbone underneath. Inhale, tabletop. Pause here. We're going to extend the left leg out. Right arm reaches up. Once again, we're finding our way into our spinal balancing. Feeling a little bit more stable here, so you can lift up out of that left wrist. Inhale here. As you exhale, elbow comes in towards the knee, so finding a cheetah. As you inhale, extend it out nice and long. Exhale, curl it in and round. Inhale, extend. Exhale, curl it in. Find a cheetah. Stay here and hold. Lift that knee up a little bit higher. Tuck that chin in. Inhale, reach it out. Maybe you're going to find a half bow here. So bending that back leg, holding onto that foot or the ankle. Pressing the foot into the hands. You're lifting up the foot. You're also lifting up through the chest. And as you feel ready, release it. Hand and knee finds the floor again. Maybe do a few barrel rolls here, kind of getting into the wrist, just taking a few moments to help your body to feel a little bit better. Whenever you're ready, you'll come back into this neutral tabletop again. Please extend your right leg out. Left arm reaches up towards the sky. Finding your balance here, feeling stable. Inhale. As you exhale, cheetah, curl it in. Elbow comes in towards the knee. Inhale, reach it out nice and long. Exhale, curl it in. Inhale, spinal balancing. Exhale, cheetah. This is where we're going to hold. So pull that elbow in towards your knee. Pausing here, lifting that knee up a little bit higher. Exhale, reach it out, spinal balancing again. Offering yourself that mini back bend. So holding on to that back foot. Lifting up through the chest, lifting up through the heart. Inhaling here. And then exhale, hand and knee finds the floor. Please feel free to take any movement that's going to help you to feel good. So maybe think about 3 breaths, maybe a little bit more, maybe less. We'll meet in a downward facing dog. Stretching out your wrists might feel really nice after that sequence here. So take an opportunity to flip the wrist, pointing the hands towards you, flip them to the other side. And then as you're ready, beginning to send the hips high to the sky, downward facing dog. Perhaps walking out this dog here, feeling into that back body. Checking in with your alignment. So in a moment, just go ahead and begin to bring both heels down. And we're going to inhale, shift forward into a plank pose. Stack the shoulders over your wrist. So this is where we're at earlier in tabletop, and now the knees are lifted up. We're going to puff up in between the shoulder blades, squeeze those inner thighs together, and press back through the heels. Inhale here. As you exhale, take it back, downward facing dog. Kind of feeling where your body is at, making sure those fingers are spread wide. You're not dumping weight into the wrists. You're redistributing that weight all the way into the heels. We'll be here for about 2 more breaths. So breathing in, breathing out. Inhale and exhale. Please inhale, shift forward, plank pose, stacking the shoulders over your wrist. Drop the knees down, tabletop. We're going to find a modified vinyasa here. So we're inhaling. As you exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale for a cobra pose, lifting up through the chest. Or upward facing dog. As you exhale, roll it back, downward facing dog. As always, continue to listen to your body here. Please take a look in between your hands, bend your knees, hop, step, or jump in between them, forward fold, top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen, flat back. Exhale, fold and release. We'll be here for about 5 breaths, so maybe take some time here to pedal out the feet or widen the feet out. Feel free to find an arm bind here. Just feeling into the back body, whatever makes sense for you. Bringing that inner drishti once again back to the feet, feeling all 10 of your toes. As you're breathing, you begin to notice the inner part of the foot, the outer blade of the foot, feeling how all of the foot is supporting you, including the heel. Inhaling and exhaling. One more breath here in this forward fold. So inhaling and then exhaling, letting it go. We're going to find 1 breath per movement, warming up some half sun salutation. So we're going to inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Let's find a flat back here. We're going to pause here. Send the gaze down towards the floor. Reach through the crown of your head. Inhaling here. As you exhale, fold and release. Inhale, arms coming up and over your head. Reach and rise, extended mountain pose. So arms come up, palms touch. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Coming in that flat back. Arms can come out to the side or hands to the heart. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen, flat back. Exhale, fold and release. Inhale those arms up and over your head. Extended mountain pose. You're feeling stronger, more stable. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palm your mat, step or jump back, find your way into your plank. Now, we have done cats and cows. We've also done our modified vinyasa. If a regular vinyasa is in your practice, maybe you begin to take it here. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Squeeze those elbows by your ribcage. Inhale for whatever back bend feels right for you, upward facing dog or cobra. Your exhales will send you back, downward facing dog. Inhaling here. Exhaling. We're now going to inhale the right leg high to the sky for 3-point. Try to press through that heel so you're staying active. Please bring that foot in between your hands. Inhale, rise, warrior one. You're going to flatten that back foot. Keep those hips nice and square. Arms are going to come up and over your head as you're ready, but we're going to drop the shoulders down. Now, we're bringing our inner drishti once again back to the feet. See if you can feel that back pinky toe press into the floor. You can always send those back toes to the top left corner of your mat. Settle in. So you can sink in a little bit deeper in this warrior one. Breathing in. Breathing out. Your last inhale is here. So see if you can reach up a little bit more. And then as you exhale, palm the mat, step it back, plank pose. Yogi's choice, as always, lowering through a vinyasa. You can also hold plank instead. Melissa's taking a regular vinyasa here. Please continue to listen to your body. You'll exhale, roll back, downward facing dog. 2 full breaths here. So breathing in, breathing out. Feeling how the breath and your body are working together, creating a relationship in this movement. Inhale, left leg high to the sky for 3-point, pressing through that heel. Exhale that foot in between your hands. Rise for that warrior one, Virabhadrasana one as you inhale. Knowing that it's because we're doing the same pose here, you might have a different experience on this side. So take some time to get to know your body on this side. Can you drop those shoulders down? And even though the legs are apart, think about squeezing your inner thighs together, bringing everything in towards the midline. We're inhaling here. As you exhale, palm the mat, step it up, forward fold, top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen, flat back. Exhale, fold and release. Inhale those arms up and over your head. Sweep them up, reach and rise. Maybe offer yourself a standing back bend here. We're open up through the chest. You're sitting your hips away. Inhale into center. As you exhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. So act as if you are sitting into a chair, tucking that tailbone underneath. Hands to the heart or arms can always reach up. Completely up to you. Once again, pay attention to the feet here. Sitting your drishti there. And maybe you begin to lift up all 10 of your toes. Notice the 4 corners of your feet supporting you. So even sink down a little bit deeper. Inhale. And then as you exhale, release the feet, forward fold, top of your mat. Please inhale, halfway lift and lengthen, flat back. Exhale, palm the mat, step or jump back, find your way into your plank pose. Please pause here. We're going to find a side plank. Lifting the left arm up, spin your heels over towards the right side. You're finding a side plank. Reaching that arm up, sending those hips away from the mat. Breathing, feeling the core, feeling your obliques beginning to work here. Take whatever variation serves you better. Melissa here has an extended side angle. Inhale. As you exhale, palm the mat, plank pose. Now pausing here for a second, listening to your body. Feel free to roll through a vinyasa here, modified or regular. Beginning to head back into your downward facing dog. Please take a look in between your hands again. Bend those knees, making your way to the top of the mat, whatever way works for you. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold and release. Inhale those arms up and over your head. So you're reaching, you're rising here. Maybe you offer yourself another standing back bend. Exhale, sink it down, chair pose, Utkatasana. Squeezing those inner thighs together. Let's keep all 10 toes pressing down. Tuck that tailbone underneath and see if you can sink down just a little bit deeper. Inhale here. As you exhale, fold and release. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palm the mat, step or jump back, plank pose. Side plank to the other side. So right arm reaches up, spin the heels to the left. Lifting up through those hips, so allowing those obliques to support you here. Feeling even those feet here, pressing into the floor, supporting you. Inhale here. As you exhale, palm the mat, plank pose. Yogi's choice, lower through this vinyasa. Always listening to your body, checking in with the integrity of each and every pose as you roll through. Inhaling here, and then exhaling. One more full breath. Inhale deeply. Exhale even deeper. Please inhale the right leg high to the sky for 3-point, pressing through that heel. Exhale, cheetah. Pull that knee in towards your chest. Stack the shoulders over your wrist. Inhale, 3 points. Exhale that foot in between your hands. Inhale, rise, warrior 1. Flattening that back foot, sweeping those arms up. Now see if you can actually feel that back pinky toe press into the mat. Hips are nice and square. Feel free to take an arm bind here, bringing those hands behind you, squeezing the shoulder blades as well as the heart. So lifting up. Inhale. As you exhale, fold in half, humble warrior. Folding maybe right on top of that right leg or to the inside of that leg, but we are pressing into that back foot. Nice and firm and strong. Inhaling here. Exhaling. Hands down to the mat. We're going to begin to square those hips off, finding your way into a low lunge. Preparing to find grounded airplane. We're going to stay grounded here. So feeling into that back leg, pressing into that left heel, and getting a nice hamstring stretch. We're paying attention to that right foot, feeling how it's supporting you. Breathing in. Exhale, fold, top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen, flat back. Exhale, palm your mat, step or jump back, plank pose. Yogi's choice, lowering through or skipping this. We'll meet back in your downward facing dog, moving one breath at a time. We're going to head right to the other side. So please inhale the left leg high to the sky for 3-point. Exhale, cheetah, pull that knee right in towards your chest, stacking the shoulders over the wrist. Inhale, 3 points. Exhale, foot in between your hands. Inhale, rise, warrior 1. Settling here into this shape, into this pose, preparing for that arm bind. So bringing your hands together, lifting up through the heart, lifting up through the chest. Inhaling here. Maybe finding that back bend. As you exhale, fold in half. Try to maintain that flat back. Maybe that chest comes right on top of the thigh for a little bit more support, or maybe to the inside. Inhaling here. As you exhale, palm the mat, square those hips off, lift that back heel up. You're in a lunge. Preparing for your grounded airplane, so lifting up here. Think about this like a different version of our spinal balancing. So we're dropping the hip down, we're pressing in through that leg. Feel free to take a micro bend in that standing leg. Spine is long, core is engaged. Inhale here. As you exhale, fold top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen, flat back. Exhale, fold and release. Inhale those arms up and over your head. So we're reaching, we're rising here. Maybe offering yourself a back bend if this feels good in your body. Exhale, forward fold, top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen, flat back. Exhale, palm the mat, left leg steps behind you, low lunge. Flattening that back foot, the right leg is still out in front. Inhale, lift up, warrior 1. Settling here into that warrior one, you're feeling that back foot press down into the floor, keeping those hips square, maybe beginning to find that arm bind here. We're going to inhale. As you exhale, fold in half. Now noticing that back foot supporting you, we're going to head now into a regular airplane. So it's up to you if you want to stay grounded. That's what we did on that last side. Keep the bind, but whenever you begin to feel ready, begin to lift up, launching off into your airplane pose. Transitions is where magic happens in our yoga practice, so no worries if you falter on the way there, or as you land if you feel like you have a little bit of turbulence here. This is not about perfection. This is about you feeling this pose, and you're feeling that back foot pressing away from you. You're feeling that right foot pressing down. Inhale here. As you exhale, fold top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen, flat back. Exhale, palm your mat, right leg steps behind you this time, low runner's lunge, preparing for that warrior one. So we're flattening that back foot, we're inhaling those arms up. Keeping those hips square, beginning to bring your arms behind you, begin to find that bind, open it up through the chest, through the heart. As you exhale, fold. Beginning to really feel into the core here. Let's go ahead and begin to lift that back heel off. Maybe you release the bind for more stability. Let's head into our airplane pose. Hands to the heart is a perfect variation. You can begin to bring those arms out like a T if you feel ready. Finding your outer drishti here. Finding your inner drishti. So finding them both together. Exhale, fold top of your mat. Please inhale, halfway lift and lengthen, flat back. Exhale, palm your mat, step or jump back, plank pose. Yogi's choice here, lowering through your vinyasa, skipping it entirely, heading back into your downward facing dog. Please inhale through the nose. Open your mouth, exhale, let it go. One more just like this. Inhale deeply. Exhale even deeper. Please inhale your right leg high to the sky for 3-point, pressing through that heel. As you exhale, cheetah, pull that knee in towards your chest. Inhale, 3-point, pressing that heel away. We're going to exhale, crisscross the cheetah. Take it across the body over towards the left, twist those hips. Inhale, 3 points. Exhale that foot in between your hands. Inhale, rise, warrior one. Adding on a new pose for the sequence here. We're going to start off here in our warrior one, maybe beginning to find that arm bind, because we're going to inhale, lift up through the chest. We are going to exhale, fold in half. Breathing here, pressing into that back foot. Inhale here. Release your bind, spin it out and open. Find your way into a warrior two. So trying to bring that right knee over towards the right side of the mat. Back leg is active and strong. Sitting your gaze right above that front middle finger here. Pressing into that back foot. Feeling into this shape, into this pose. Inhale, reverse this warrior. So take a side body stretch, reach it up and back. Gaze can come up or down, whatever feels best for you. Let's see if you can sink in a little bit deeper into that front legs, trying to stack the joints. Inhale here. As you exhale, cover those hands right down towards the mat, low runner's lunge. Now from here, see if you can send this leg up to the sky, 3-point. So lifting that knee in towards the chest, lifting it up. And then keeping this leg lifted or taking a bend in that knee, drop the foot towards the bum. Keeping that knee lifted here, open up through the hip. Stay right here or flip your dog if it's in your practice. Allow that foot to drop. You come into this one arm back bend, but you're still using the feet. So you're pressing into them to lift the hips up. As you feel ready, slowly unflip. You're going to reach that right leg back up to the sky for 3-point. For those of you that wish to advance your vinyasas, please feel free to shift forward one-legged plank, rolling through a one-legged vinyasa, Or drop that foot down, roll through your vinyasa, know that you can always skip these, and we'll head back into your downward facing dog. Breathing here. Feeling that heart rate may be getting to increase, but feeling our muscles lengthening as well. Let's inhale here. Open your mouth, exhale, let it go. Your inhale is going to send that left leg high to the sky for 3 points, so pressing through that heel. Exhale, cheetah pose, pull it in. Inhale, 3 points. Exhale, crisscross your cheetah. Now take it across the body to the opposite side, twisting your hips. Inhale, 3 points. Exhale that foot in between your hands. Inhale, rise, warrior one. Beginning to find your way into that arm bind here. So bringing those arms behind you. Know that you can always keep them lifted and then just bring them behind. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. Keeping your back flat, keeping the core engaged, and that back foot is really going to help support you here. Inhaling here. As you exhale, spin it out and open, warrior two. So we're bringing that left knee over towards the left side of our mat. Back leg is active and strong. Now sometimes what gets forgotten here is our arms. So act as if someone is trying to press down on your arms. There's going to be a little bit of resistance. Sinking even more into that front leg if you can, if you have that space available. We're going to inhale, reverse. Try to keep that bend in that front leg. So try not even to move the lower part of your body, just the upper part. As you exhale, cartwheel your hands right down towards the mat, low lunge. We're going to lift that leg into 3 points. So lifting that foot up, sweeping it up to the sky here, knowing that you can stay right here in 3 point, or maybe begin to drop that foot towards the bum. You can also stay here as well. Keeping that knee lifted to stretch out your quad, and then maybe you begin to flip your dog, finding your way into this back bend. Lifting up those hips, opening up through the chest. As it feels right for you, begin to unflip your dog. Keeping that left leg lifted here. Maybe begin to offer yourself that one-legged vinyasa. For those of you who are at home, maybe you just try it here. Exhaling, lowering yourself down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Please begin to make your way into a child's pose here. So bringing your knees down, feet together, knees apart, arms outstretched long out in front of you again. Settling into the breath here, into the body. Breathing in from that low back all the way into the shoulder blades. As you exhale, feel that breath leaving the upper part of your lungs as you breathe out into that low back. Taking about 2 to 3 more breaths in your child's pose, and then begin to head back into your downward facing dog, shifting those hips up to the sky. Breathing in your downward facing dog, feeling your body beginning to open up, feeling the breath becoming more fuller. We're going to inhale that right leg up high to the sky, reaching it up. As you exhale, cheetah pose. Pull that knee right into center. Stack the shoulders over your wrist. Inhale, 3 points. Exhale, crisscross your cheetah. Take it across the body, twisting those hips. Inhale, 3 points. Exhale, bring that knee over to the right side. So try to hit your tricep here. Maybe even going for an arm balance if that is in your practice here. Shifting your weight into that upper body. Beginning to feel your core holding you up here. If not, just keep that knee in towards your tricep or just lift it up into 3 point as you feel ready. From 3 point, we're going to inhale, lift that leg up a little bit higher. As you exhale, foot in between your hands, spin it out and open, warrior two. Lifting up here, sinking into your warrior two. Finding your ride here, feeling the shape, settling in. Your next inhale, please reverse this warrior. So take it up into that side body stretch. Still keep a bend in that front leg. Press into that back leg. Inhale here. As you exhale, side angle pose. Bringing your right arm right on top of that forearm or to the inside of that thigh. This is entirely up to you. We have options here with that left arm. Melissa here is going extended. Feel free to take this into a half bind or a full bind. No matter what you are taking with your arms here, you're rotating your chest up towards the sky. You're sending the hips away from the low back. And you're breathing. Inhale, reverse this warrior. As you do, begin to straighten this front leg. So reach it up and back, maybe for a different or deeper stretch. As you exhale, reach it through, triangle pose, Trikonasana. Taking your time here. Pretending you are in between two panes of glass. So the shoulders are pressing back, the hips are pressing forward. I like to think of this pose really similar to our side angle, except that front leg is straight. See if you can press into that back leg here. Once again, you have options with that left arm, entirely up to you. Feeling grounded in your feet, grounded in the center, grounded in your core. Engage that core as you inhale, straight leg reverse warrior. Take it up and back into that side body stretch. Second to last vinyasa. Exhale those hands down towards the mat, stepping it back into your plank. As always, this is your choice. You're rolling through. Knowing you can also just hold plank to build up strength, meeting back in your downward facing dog. Inhale in your downward facing dog. Exhale here. Maybe bring those heels down a little bit more. Breathing it in and breathing it out. Please inhale that left leg high to the sky for 3 points. Exhale, cheetah, pull this knee in towards your chest. Inhale, 3 point, lift it away. Exhale, crisscross your cheetah. You're twisting your hips over to the right. Inhale, 3 points. Exhale to the outside of that left elbow here. Maybe hit that tricep. Arm balance is your option. Knowing that you could stay here. You can begin to keep that leg lifted up towards the sky for 3 point. Eventually, that's where we'll meet. We're going to inhale here. Lift that leg up a little bit higher. Exhale that foot in between your hands. Spin it out and open. Warrior 2. Sinking here. Feeling that back leg supporting you. So you can extend those fingertips further away from one another so you're reaching, finding length, even through the arms. Please inhale, reverse this warrior, take it up and back, side body stretch. As you exhale, we're going to come into that side angle pose. So mirroring whatever you did on the opposite side. So maybe going extended. If you found that bind here, feel free to bring it to the low back or full bind or wrap. Rotate your chest towards the sky a little bit more, pressing in through that back leg. And feeling where you feel the stretch here. Can you bring your awareness to where you are feeling this in your body? Please inhale, reverse. As you do, begin to straighten this front leg. Get a little bit of relief here. And then as you exhale, reach forward, triangle pose, Trikonasana. Using a block here, if you don't have a block available, even something like a book or a water bottle can help you here. Bringing those shoulders back. Feel free to lift up here, getting into those obliques. So once again, we are making our poses work for us, molding ourselves into the shape. Your next inhale, straight leg reverse warrior. Take it up and back, side body stretch. Last vinyasa, exhale, cartwheel your hands right down towards the mat, step it back, plank pose. This is your last and final vinyasa. Feel free to roll through it. You can also add in extra chaturanga push-ups. We'll meet back in your downward facing dog. Feeling into the body, feeling your blood pumping, and knowing that we're going to begin to head down into some stretches. Starting off with pigeon pose. Inhale the right leg high to the sky for 3 point. As you exhale, bend this knee, head into pigeon pose. You're going to allow that knee to fall towards the right, foot falls towards the left, and extend that back leg back here. Settling in here. You'll see that Melissa here is lifted up. Her shin is going to be parallel right here to the top of the mat. Yours don't have to be. You can also bring your foot back a little bit more, knowing you can stay upright, or you can begin to fold forward, resting here into your pigeon pose. Our goal here is to begin to release muscles, release tension that exists there. And knowing this doesn't just happen just with this pose itself. Yoga is a relationship of our breath and our body. It's how they work together. So the breath calms down the nervous system enough to where the body begins to release. It begins to dissolve that tension. So this is a great time to remind yourself of those deep, full breaths that we found in the beginning of class in our child's pose before we begin to find movement. Settling into this shape. Checking in with your face and making sure that you're not holding any tension there. Feel free to exaggerate some sighs, so as you inhale deeply, you can exhale, letting it out the mouth. We're here for about 2 to 3 more breaths. Use your next inhale to begin to walk your hands up, lifting yourselves up back into that traditional pigeon. Taking your time, either heading into a tabletop or into 3 point, we're going to keep that knee lifted. We're going to start to find some hip circles, finding controlled, mindful movements in one direction. Doing this maybe 2 to 3 times. Feel free to go more or even less, and then take in the opposite direction. And then whenever it feels right for you, beginning to head back into your downward facing dog. We'll find pigeon on the other side. Please inhale the left leg up to the sky. As you exhale, coming through, finding your way into pigeon pose. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lowering down. When you feel ready. Noticing the difference on this side versus the other side. Notice the areas that feel tense. And see if you can use the breath to ease that tension. Maybe you even bring your inner drishti to that back foot as you begin to notice it. Notice it supporting you. Notice what toes are touching the floor, what aren't. Taking your last breath here, breathing in and breathing out. Inhale, beginning to walk yourself in, lifting yourself up. Coming either into that tabletop or into your 3 point, rolling into that left hip, going in one direction and then the other. As it feels right for you, maybe roll through a few more rounds of cat and cow. Or maybe beginning to find some intuitive movement we call Anahata Kriya in our yoga practice. This is going to feel and be different each and every time that you move. Sometimes our body requires stillness. So finding the movement or shapes that feel the best for you for maybe the next 20 seconds or so. So 3 to 5 more breaths. And as it feels right for you, we'll begin to come onto our bum and extend our legs out in front of us. Bringing our legs together, spine is long. Inhale the arms up and over our heads. As you exhale, fold forward. Trying to maintain that flat back. We do that by hinging at the hips. Let's inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold and release. Forward folds are fantastic for calming down and soothing our sympathetic nervous system. But just like with that pigeon pose, it is the breath and the shape of this pose that works together. So keep your inner drishti here towards the breath and towards the feet. Allow the chest to be heavy, the breath to be deep, long, and full. We'll be here for about another minute, so settling in and feeling your body. We'll take a few more breaths here. Please take your last breath here, breathing deeply in, breathing deeply out. Using your inhales, or maybe even a little bit more breaths here, to walk yourself up, taking any final movement in this upright position. So it might feel nice to bend the knees, feet flat onto the floor, or perhaps your body's asking for something else. So just listening to the body, and when you begin to feel ready, begin to head back onto your back. Melissa here is doing a reverse tabletop. This is another version of a back bend. So you would send the hips up and then slowly slide down. You can do this a few times if it feels good for you. So taking your time to ease yourself onto the mat. And let's get a side body stretch. So we're going to bring our legs together, reach your arms up and over your head. We're going to take a pose called banana. So our bum is going to stay right where it is. We're going to guide our feet over towards the right side. And maybe those ankles want to cross here. Maybe the feet just want to stay side by side. And then we're going to guide our arms over towards the right. And this is what is going to create our banana pose. Coming back into center, releasing the feet, the hands. Taking this to the opposite side here, so reaching the legs over to the left, arms reach over to the left as well. Feeling your side body begin to open. Begin to feel like it is creating space. Come back into center. Bringing your knees in over your chest as it feels right for you. Hugging them in. And then as it feels right, extend those legs up to the sky, finding your way into a hip stand. Pressing the feet away, circling around the ankles, which is fantastic for our lymphatic system to filter and to flush out. And then begin to bend the knees. Feet flat onto the floor, reaching your fingertips towards the heels. Preparing for a bridge pose. On your inhale, begin to lift up the hips, press through the feet. Sending your awareness to the breath. Sending your awareness to your body. As you exhale, slowly begin to lower down one vertebrae at a time. Allowing your low back, your tailbone to come down last. Finding reclined bound angle for 3 breaths, so bottoms of the feet together, knees out apart. Allowing the low back to settle to come back into a place of neutrality. Use your next inhale to gather the knees back and over your chest. Spread your arms out to the side here like a T. Inhale into center. As you exhale, twist over to the right. Finding heaviness in your left arm and into the left shoulder. And notice the breath. Inhale your knees into center. Exhale over to the opposite side. Legs are heavy, the opposite arm is heavy, and gaze is wherever makes the most sense for you, where it feels comfortable. Remembering this is your practice, your body. Please bring your knees back and over your chest. Wrap your arms around the shins, maybe even lifting up your forehead to curl into a little ball. And then as you exhale, release out into your last and final posture of this practice, Shavasana. even when we're practicing at home, it is important to understand that Shavasana is a place for us to integrate all that we've done in our yoga practice. We relax the breath, so we dissolve our breath practice. We allow our bodies to be heavy. This is the place that we heal from when we rest. We'll spend a few minutes here, and I'll call you out whenever it's time. Begin to notice your outer environment, the things around you, anything that you're hearing or sensing. Feel your body as a part of this outer environment as you begin to notice your feet, your hands. As you deepen the breath, you begin to add in some gentle movements, so circling around wrists and ankles. Wiggling fingers and toes. Guide the knees in and over your chest. Coming onto one side as you rest into the fetal position. Taking this moment here to reflect on your practice. And then beginning to press yourself up, coming into an easy seat. Bring your hands together at the heart. Sitting up to find all of this length that you created within your body today. Ending your practice with one last full final breath. Inhale deeply. Exhale, let it go. Thank your body for practicing, and thank yourself for showing up. Thank you so much for practicing with us today. The light in us honors the light within each and every one of you. Namaste.